Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. The wahala in the palace of the Ooni of Ife is not about to cease anytime soon, as every event is, an opportunity for a new buzz in the palace. Now we heard allegedly, as rumored, as speculated, and making the rounds on social media that Ooni of Ife spark riff over Israel's ambassador's visit, as Oletik vehemently refused royal duty over the fact that Christiana Adewale was mandated to be present, as, Ebony hurriedly took her place. Now, what's going on? If you have been following the Ooni of Ife, I would not be sounding like a broken record here. The man is a very businessman, and a very serious businessman, and he is a very, strategic businessman. Recently, after his 50th birthday anniversary, he had stated that he was going to achieve a lot before he turned 50, which he did. We saw a whole lot that was done. We saw how the Odua people were even gifted a heritage house by, their son, courtesy of how important, as in the important part that the Ooni of Ife has played these few years on the throne, right? And so now, Ooni of Ife had a visit. The Israeli ambassador visited the palace of the Ooni of Ife, and he was so warmly received, as alleged, rumored, and speculated. And so now, during this visit, as we heard, they said that everything, like right now, we are in February, that's the first quarter of the year. Now, there is usually a schedule for the Ooni of Ife, and the schedule used to take a first quarter, second quarter, and last quarter, okay? So now, they used to schedule the wives, the part they are going to play on each event and all of that, okay? So for this event, okay, when the information came that the Israeli ambassador will be visiting Ooni of Ife, it was Oletik that was supposed to be that woman that sits by the Ooni of Ife to receive the Israeli ambassador. But then again, something happened. Now, there is one woman that has been doing a whole lot of work for the Ooni of Ife. Now, that woman's name is Christiana Adewale. Christiana Adewale read international relations in the university, okay? And so she knows a lot about diplomacy. And if you know the Ooni of Ife very well, if Ooni of Ife is going to bring you as a wife to him, he tries to also empower you. What he has done for Oletik. Oletik, it's just that, maybe I would want to say maybe it's because she's got those twins. Because if you are a mother, you know that taking care of a child takes a whole lot. Like me, when I had my first son, a boy, I want to believe that it took me like 4 years to 5 years to really recuperate. Yeah, because you have to care and be there and nurture and all of that. And Oletik has 2 kids right now. Maybe that is why she is not moving. She is just there like nothing. She's not really adding that much value except for the children that, of course, she has brought in, okay? And which for me, I think is a lot, because there's no investment that is greater than, raising children like that, okay? And so now this Christiana Adewale, who read international relations, Ooni of Ife, is working to, bring that lady up, like to what he wants the lady to be. She is a model, and she has become an international model, but she's super, super, super brilliant, okay? And so what we heard is that she's been the one, closing deals. And she's been the one brokering deals for the Ooni of Ife internationally. Remember that there were some people who left and went to Kazakhstan recently from the Ooni of Ife's palace. Ooni had sent them there. So we heard that Kabiyesi had already sent this girl and other people, like delegated them to go to Israel at some point late last year to go and broker some businesses for the Yoruba people, Udua people, right there in Ile-Ife, okay? And the girl was the one who went with them. The girl is like Kabiyesi's spokesperson internationally when it comes to international deals. That is Christiana Adewale. But let me cut this long story short. They said that when the Israeli ambassador proposed to visit the Ooni of Ife, Ooni had intimated Christiana Adewale and mandated her to be in the palace. As a matter of fact, Christiana was in Lagos trying to finish some business deals in Lagos, and Ooni now sent, from what we heard, the private jet to go and bring her to Ibadan, where they brought her to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. As a matter of fact, they said that it was even Ooni of Ife's official vehicle that waited for her in Ibadan and brought her to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Now, she had to be present to meet with the Israeli ambassador, because she was the one who started or who initiated the project that took them to Israel. Hence, bringing this visit to light, okay? And so she needed to be there. And Oletik, upon hearing that Christiana was going to be there, Oletik was supposed to be seated the same way Ebony sat with the Ooni of Ife to welcome the Israeli ambassador. Oletik said she is not going anywhere and she is not doing it. She will not be there. As long as Christiana will be there, she will not be there. And you know, they said that if there is one thing that is not acceptable is, as a wife to the Ooni of Ife, it is even an abomination for you to decline royal duty. Now, this is going to be another, setback for Oletik, if the information we are getting is correct. And I think this is something they want to tell her to correct, because across the globe, if you are a wife to a monarch or you are representing the monarch in anything, you want to be there when you are called, because declining a royal duty is one of the things that royalties do not take kindly at all. And she vehemently declined that she is not going to be a party to this, because Christiana Adewale was going to be there. And they said she was broken and she's been crying a whole lot. And if you notice, she's not been seen. Like, she has not been seen. Even right now, she's preparing to make a trip, okay? She's preparing to travel, because right there in the palace, it's tormenting her. She doesn't want to be there. So she's preparing to travel with the children, that she says she wants to take a break. And Ooni of Ife is said to have permitted the trip so that at least maybe she can go and reevaluate her thought process before coming back. And so she refused. And they say, as she refused, Ebony, after all the gbasgbos with Olori Naomi, all the gbasgbos with anger, that they finished ritual, royal manor and all of that, they say Ebony just took that opportunity to showcase herself with the Ooni of Ife immediately, and they said that was the outcome of what we saw there. Do not forget that the following content is based on publicly available information, and creative interpretation may not be fully factual. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to bring you more update. Thank you.